What's up out there, Cowboy Nation? This is your boy, Geek with the Mean Streak here with another video here. Just want to apologize for my late response to the Cowboys win over the Niners. It was obviously a great win, but it was against the Niners. Um, I did like the fact that there were a lot of fans, Cowboy fans out there in San Francisco or Santa Clara out in Levi Stadium. Uh, I thought it was great. It's always good to see Cowboy fans that they travel well and we pretty much go anywhere. Kind of like Steeler fans um, in that same regard. I think Cowboy fans and Steeler fans travel pretty well throughout the country. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Um, Looking forward to the game against the Cincinnati Bengals at AT&T Stadium. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, an extremely hard-fought game. I say that because of a few reasons. Uh, I anticipate that the Bengals defense is really stout, especially up front. So it's going to be very difficult for us to getting some sort of running game going. But I don't think it'll be impossible. It's going to be very tough. They're going to try to force Dak to beat them with his arm, which I believe is possible. I think he can. Um, but I do believe that if we continue to run the football like we have been, use the running back by committee approach, try to set up some play action, some screens. I think Dunbar is going to be key in this game. Try to get him on the edge and see what he can do in space. I think all the running backs that we have are pretty agile, especially Zeke. Can do it inside between the tackles, can do it outside in space. I think that's going to be the key. But as far as trying to run it up the gut like we were able to do against the Niners, it's going to be very difficult to do that. And I'm not sleeping on the Bengals at all, and no, by no means. I think the two losses that they had were against the Steelers and against the Broncos, and they also have a beast of a receiver in AJ Green. With Andy Dalton and Giovanni Bernard, I believe his name is. They also have another running back. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but I think they're a pretty complete team. They're a tough team. They're going to be a tough team, and we always struggle at AT&T Stadium. So that's another reason why I'm kind of worried about it. So we'll see what happens. Another thing, I just want to. I mean, there's a lot of people weighing in on the debate or the issue with Romo and Dak Prescott. I think this. I don't like it. I've said in my previous videos, I'm not a big fan of Tony Romo, but at the same time, he is our quarterback. I think what's going to happen when he does come back, when he's able to come back, I just have this strange feeling that Jerry and or Jason Garrett, they're going to reinsert him in the lineup, and I think if he does, I'm not a big fan of it, but I think Tony Romo is going to play with a renewed vigor. I think he's going to play with a sense of urgency that he's never had to play with before, especially with a guy like Dak Prescott over his shoulder. Um, Joe Montana out in San Francisco in the 80s when they were winning championships, he's had Steve Young over his shoulder. And I think this will be great for Tony Romo in terms of having a legitimate backup who can take his position. Um, I think it'll force him to focus like he's never had to focus before, and I think he'll play. I mean, nearly flawless if he does play again. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of it, and I hope it doesn't happen. I hope they keep Dak in just for the continuity and the way the team's playing and the way they're rallying around him and giving him the support that he needs. But we'll see what happens, like I said. And um, some people say it's a good problem to have two capable quarterbacks who can win games. But at the same time, with Dak, the meat of the schedule is ahead of us. And when we have the Bengals, and then we have the Packers, and the Eagles, the Steelers. So the schedule gets a little bit tougher, a little bit dicey. So I think if we can win 2 out of the next 4, I think that'll be great for Dak and for the team. So when Romo comes back, if he comes back, um, I think the ball will be rolling pretty good, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Take care.